Hi there. You're now at my place in Ipoh. Yeah, and I need to do this video because I think it's better for us to do it this way so that you will save us time rather than me lecturing you. So just watch this video and then we'll do some exercises later on in class, okay? So for today, we will be talking about persuasive oral presentation. And here are the learning outcomes. There will be a series of videos, not just one long video, but we'll have like at least like 3 short videos. Okay, so by the end of this series of lectures, you'll be able to differentiate the types of persuasive oral presentations, identify elements in ethical persuasion, utilize persuasive strategies in persuasive oral presentations, organize a persuasive oral presentation, identify the scopes of a proposal, practice and present a persuasive oral presentation. So I hope you're all ready. Here we go. Before I start explaining to you about persuasive oral presentation or what it means to persuade, let me just give a recap on what was done earlier. So your technical oral presentation was informative. I hope you remember what that means. Yeah? Informative simply means you give information, you explain, you might advise, well, maybe advise to a certain extent. You share, you define, and you basically do a lot of descriptions. Okay, you describe certain steps, you describe a certain condition, you describe a particular incident. That's what you did for informative oral presentation. So when it comes to persuasive oral presentation, it is a bit more challenging because you need to persuade. Yeah, you need to share your opinions. You might even say you have to coax, okay, or to even influence people or the audience. Yeah. So let's move on with the next point. To persuade people, you need to actually do it in an ethical way. And what it means by persuading people in an ethical way is to make them feel that they are in no obligation, yeah, to be influenced by you. Means that they can make their own choice at the end of the day. You are not going to force them, okay, into thinking the way you want them to think. The next point is, if let's say you were to be placed in their shoes, you will not feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean? If let's say you always put yourself in the shoes of the recipient or the audience, if you feel that they might feel a bit pressed or uncomfortable, so yeah, best thing is not to do it that way. Do it in a way where you will yourself might feel comfortable when somebody tells you about something, somebody tries to persuade you to buy something or to believe in something. Okay, and the next point is voluntary decision is possible on the part of the audience. That means they do not need to be pressured. They can do it at their own free will. It's up to them to decide at the end of the day. Okay, so that is what it means by ethical persuasion. You only explain or try to not just explain, you try to influence their thoughts and their minds in ethical fashion, and do not impose anything on them, and make sure that they feel comfortable when you are trying to explain to them about the points, okay, about your points. I hope that is clear. So no coercion, do not force them, do not blackmail them, do not threaten them. So that is what it means by being ethical. I hope that is clear. Hello. Oops, it's a bit high. Okay. Yes, I need to complete this part first before I move on to the next. So now we're talking about types of persuasive oral presentations. We have motivational speeches, goodwill speeches, proposal presentations, and sales presentations. So what are motivational speeches? I'm sure you know what they are. It's basically speeches that motivate you or inspire you to do something, to believe in yourself, to believe in others. It's more like bringing the spirit up or your self-esteem. Okay, so that is one part or one type of persuasive oral presentation. So the next one is goodwill speeches. Goodwill speeches are mostly on introducing yourself or introducing yourself to a group of people, introducing yourself to a community, introducing yourself or something about the organization that you work for, or even something about the university to the masses. Okay, that is basically what goodwill speeches means. The next one is the proposal presentations and the sales presentations. So these two are the ones which we will be looking at closely, or these are the aims. Yeah, you need to do either one of these presentations and you will be assessed on either one of these presentations. Not the motivational speech and not the goodwill speech. Okay, so let me explain to you what it means by the proposal presentation. Okay, when you talk about proposal presentation, you need to talk about a change, a physical change. That means something needs to be done in a way where you can see, you can touch, and you can feel. Yeah, for instance, if let's say you decide that since it has been raining, yeah, for quite a bit for the past few weeks or even a couple of months, you might want to say that it's so cold. Yeah, when it's so difficult in the morning when you want to take a shower because there's just no water heat, the water is not heated up, it's extremely cold as well. So you find that it disturbs you, in the morning, and you think about going to the shower, and you need to go to you need to have a shower before you go to class, and you feel that everyone in the class also feels the same way, right? All of you are also having the same problem. So you might want to say that for a physical change, you want to suggest that at least one of the shower rooms is equipped with a water heater. So that is a physical change, something that you can see, something you can touch. Okay, get what I mean? So the next one is proposal for non-physical change. Yet something that you can't really see, but you know that you need it to be there. Okay, it's not like a parking space. Parking space would be a physical change. So non-physical change is something that you can't see but you really need. What I can think of right now for most students would be non-physical change. It used to be the problem with the connectivity, the connectivity in terms of the internet. Cellcom seems to be doing a good job, but maybe you feel that it is not providing you the optimal speed. So that can be considered as a proposal for non-physical change, something that you can't see, but it's something that everybody needs. The next one is proposal that leads to sales. That means you want to suggest to your friends or to your colleagues or to whoever that you are going to do the presentation to buy something. Okay, that means you really believe in the product, or you really you've had enough experience as you know to use a particular service, and you would like everyone else to buy the product or to use the service, like Grab service, for instance, or to buy a particular software that you're using, or to buy a particular hoodie that you really love because it's so cold. Yeah. Then the next one is promoting a genuine business. Okay, a genuine business means that you are the owner of that business. Okay, you might be selling a product I don't even know about. Maybe you worked at a florist and you didn't want to tell anybody, but yeah, no, this is the time for you to inform all the friends that yeah, okay, I'm selling these stuff, so yeah, you might want to get some from me. Okay, I hope that is clear. And now let me just go to the next point, which is the persuasive speaking techniques. So all of you really must remember, when you do a persuasive oral presentation, it's not basically just talking the way you did for informative oral presentation. You need to make use of these, the ethos, pathos, and the logos. So what does all of these three mean? Okay, first is to maximize your credibility. You need to show them, the audience, that you are the right person to talk about this presentation, or to talk about the particular product, or to talk about this particular service. Show how you are credible. For instance, you can tell them how long you have been using the product. Okay, you might even have a certification on using the because you are a trainer for the particular product or something like that. I hope you know what I mean. Okay, initially for your informative oral presentation, you only said that you're from civil engineering, a second year student, yeah, for civil engineering, and that's it. But that's not enough for persuasive. You have to dig in deep and to tell them that, okay, I have all of these credentials with me, so you need to believe that I'm the right person. Am I qualified? Do I have the experience? And how long have I been using this product? Or how many clients I have sold this product to? Okay, so those would be the ethos. Yeah, and at the same time, you need to use your psychological appeals or pathos. And what is pathos? It is actually emotional appeal. You appeal in the way that you make people feel, number one, sad. You might make people feel pitiful towards something, or you might make people feel frightened. You might make people feel happy or angry. Use these appeals to make your presentation better. Okay, next, use logical arguments. Logical arguments simply means that you might want to come out with some suggestions, sorry about that, some suggestions on what I mean to say, sorry, what I mean to say is that you need to get, maybe you can come up with statistics or quotations or testimonials from people who have actually used the products. You can also say, you can also use some what am I trying to say? You might also use some information to